Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today I'm taking a look at the Storm Collectibles Ultra Street Fighter 2 Balrog. He is one of my favorite characters from Street Fighter, and I found him a few weeks back when I was in Lexington on a toy hunt, and I was really happy to pick him up, so I'm excited to get started on him. But before we do that, I like to check out the package. Right here, this is a nice big Storm Collectibles package. Huge window with the figure front and center showing us most of the stuff inside. It's got a nice picture of Balrog down here from the game. It says Ultra Street Fighter 2, all that good stuff. Here on the side, I believe this is a game sprite, and I want you to take a look at the head and kind of commit its size to memory, because we're going to talk about that more here in a minute. And on the back, it's got tons of figure images, and if you've watched my videos, you know I like that, and they've utilized the space pretty good. And it gives us a nice information rundown about Balrog if you want to pause the video and read it. But that's enough about this package. Let's get him off stand and see how tall he is. The top of his head, he is just north of 7.5 inches, which would make the entire figure 19.5 centimeters, not quite 20 centimeters. And I will say that works because he is a big guy. I think he's about 6'6". But let's stand him next to some other Storm and Storm Arena figures and see how they all look together. And first up, we've got him next to the Storm Collectibles Street Fighter 5 Zangief, their newest Zangief release, and I think they both look really, really awesome. And here he is with the Storm Collectibles Ultra Street Fighter 2 Blanka, and I really like the look of these two figures. I think Blanka's supposed to be 6'5" and Balrog 6'6", so that is a perfect height scale right there. Plus, Blanka just happens to be probably my favorite, at least top 2 or 3 favorite figures of this year so far. And we're going to switch up lines really quick. Here he is with the SH Figuarts Street Fighter 5 M Bison. So obviously the size is not really going to be comparable, but I think they both look really good. This is a nice rendition of M Bison. And I'm thinking about doing a video on this actual figure. You know, tell me down in the comments if you'd like to see that. And here he is with the Jada Toys Ultra Street Fighter 2 Guile. And Guile being a true 1/12 figure, that shows you just how big this Storm figure is, but I think they look really, really good. And here he is with the Storm Arena Alpha 3 Ken. And this right here should really tell you how scaled down Arena is compared to the Storm Collectibles line, but I think they look great. And last but not least, here he is with the Storm Arena Ryu. I really like looking at all these figures in a row like this because they all look awesome. Hey, if you like what we're doing here on the channel, be sure and give this video a like, leave us a comment. It really helps the video out. And subscribe to us if you haven't already. That'd be awesome. Now for accessories, he doesn't come with the most stuff we've ever seen with a Storm Collectibles figure, but what he does come with is pretty darn good. He comes with 4 different head sculpts. He comes with kind of a serious neutral looking face on him in the package. He comes with another head sculpt where his lip is kind of curled up and he's got a mean look and it's great looking. He comes with a teeth gritting face that looks really nice. And of course he comes with a beat up looking face, and I like the paint on it really, really well. He also comes with the exchangeable torso, the shirtless one, that I personally am not brave enough yet to kind of swap out. I will maybe at some point, but not for this video, but it looks really, really nice. He also has that little dust up looking effect that he comes with that looks really, really cool. It's got some nice paint on it. It's got some weight. It doesn't feel cheap. And I want to go ahead and mention that the box does come with this little backdrop thing here that is kind of like his scene or whatever from the game, and it looks good enough, but I don't expect a lot of people to use it. But anyways, that is a pretty decent spread of stuff, especially for his price point. He's not an especially expensive Storm Collectibles figure. Now for his aesthetic, I gotta say, this is a pretty action figure. This thing is gorgeous. He's got paint head to toe, whether it's shading on the muscles or shading on the clothing itself. He looks really good. I've got one cut, and it's not even a complaint, it's more of a nitpick, and it has to do with the size of his head. Remember earlier in the video I told you, remember that sprite and the size of the head. If you can see right there, the head is a lot smaller on the body in the sprite, and they gave him a pretty large noggin. So that's really the only aesthetic, even kind of mild complaint that I could make is that. Other than that, this guy looks really good. The sculpt of his muscles is incredible. Beautiful shading. It's not overt. It's just kind of subtle and where it should be. The shading on his blue outfit looks super duper good. The paint is done fantastically, and I've moved him around a lot and I haven't noticed any paint swap, so that is a plus right there. The paint on his boots looks really good. I mean, granted, they're just, you know, brown boots with white laces, but the inlays and things like that are detailed and done. The bottoms of the boots look really good. This guy head to toe looks super awesome. Look at his boxing gloves. The shading on the boxing gloves themselves is really nice. Like through here, how they kind of painted in the not painted, but sculpted in the stitching on both sides of the glove. Man, oh man, this figure, I mean, I think he's at least 2 years old, maybe 3 years old at this point. I really kind of wish that he had come out this year, because he would definitely be on one of my best figures of the year list. This guy, it just looks wise, aesthetically looks so nice. I love it. Now for articulation, he doesn't really disappoint either. There's a couple of spots where he might be a little stronger as far as movement goes, but other than that, he moves really good. Let's start with his head. Of course, you know, we're going to, in the technology in there, he's going to have that Storm double ball peg that goes down in the chest all the way into the head. So his chin will tuck down into the chest really good. You can lean his head back. He's not going to look like right up over his head, but he's 6'6" and doesn't really need to. But you can lean it and nuance and get everything that you really want out of it. So I like that a lot. Shoulders will come out 290 with zero problem, nice and smooth. A little squeaky, but a lot of Storm Collectibles are. We're going to get a full 360 out of the shoulder as well, so I like it. He's got a butterfly that will bring the arm across the body. Little gappy right there, but you can kind of adjust that. So, you know, if you're wanting to kind of look at it from that angle. So that is really nice right there. Minimal kind of pinching in the soft chest area. I was worried about that, but even if it does, you can kind of finagle it and tighten it back up. Bicep swivel that works just fine. Double jointed elbow. Not the most range in the world, but he's got big old buff arms, so you can't really cry about it too much. And the wrists, that is one complaint about the articulation, is the gloves. You can't twist them or move them around. They're just kind of like that. And my other complaint about the gloves would be that you don't get a second set where maybe the hand's a little more open or something. So those are minor complaints, but they are something I do want to point out to you, because spoiler alert, I do recommend this figure. He's in stock on Big Bad Toy Store. If you can't find him out somewhere, buy him. He's worth it. He's got a diaphragm brake right here. Works pretty darn good. You can lean him forward. No gapping in the back. A little bit of ledging right through here, but you know, so freaking what. You can lean him back on it as well. Little bit of gap right there, but not a big deal. You can kind of use your hand and fix it so he leans back really well. And the shading and sculpt kind of continue underneath too, which is a nice plus. You can lean it and twist him around a little bit on that, but most of your twist is going to come from down here in the waist where there's a ball peg. And you can lean back even further. You do get a little bit of sliced up look, not gonna lie, when you right there with that, but just don't lean back that far. But you can get a lot of lean back, get some nice lean forward, and of course your twist. So that is really nice. Legs, he's a boxer, so he doesn't need to do a split, but he not too far from a full-on split, so that's pretty good. A little bit of dangle right there, a little BBC action going on, if you know what that is. Front kick, not the best front kick in the world, but he's a boxer, not a kickboxer, so I'm not going to hold it against him. This is a Storm figure, so we know that this crotch piece right through here is all soft. He's got a little bit of booty, but the leg will kick back, so you can kind of post him in like a lunging punch kind of thing with zero effort. Let me get him finagled there. There we go. Thigh swivel. That thigh swivels, of course. Double jointed knee. Past 90, but not by much. But again, he's a boxer. He's not somebody that needs to have a super awesome, like, you know, range of motion in the knee, even though that would have been nice. And it looks like the proportions are pretty good as well. No shin swivel. Thank you, Jesus. Now his ankles are a ball hinge, and ankles are not Storm Collectibles like claim to fame, but they'll go down a little bit, and you'll get a little pass just flush with the ankle. It's not going to go up very much, going to be honest with you there, but he does have a decent ankle rocker. No peg holes in the bottoms of the feet. Now, I'm getting ready to really just blow your mind. He's got a decent toe hinge right there. Not too bad. I like the placement. I like the range of motion. It's nice and tight. So his articulation is pretty darn solid, other than you can't really twist his hands around. You got to use the bicep swivel to reposition the hands. Other than that, he moves great. All right, final thoughts on Balrog here from Storm Collectibles. If you can't tell by now in this video, I really like this figure. He looks fantastic. He moves better than adequate, and his accessories are adequate. They definitely do, you know, because he's a boxer, but I would have liked to have seen a second set of gloves that do something else, and I wish that the gloves, like on the wrist, you know, on the figure, actually moved around. Other than that, this figure is pretty darn solid, and he is not an exceptionally expensive Storm Collectibles too. I think for his retail is like $89, which is pretty good for Storm Collectibles. I highly recommend you pick this figure up. I am giving him, for Storm Collectibles, an A-. Little bit of room for improvement, but honestly, not much. I am probably going to pick up a variant color of him as well. That's how much I like this figure. But anyways, that is all I've got for Balrog here. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.